guys, welcome back to Tip Tuesday. This is Matthew Sturkey with Stone Mill Log and Timber Homes. Last week we talked about exterior railing options, and this week we're going to talk about interior railing options. And why would they be any different? Well, it's a great question, and interior railing will take a lot of the shape and form of the interior finishes and your selections on the inside and the architecture of the inside of the home and how you finish the inside. You also have a difference between exterior guard railing and interior grab railing. As you go up the stairs, you have to have a certain amount of circumference on a railing material in order to meet building code, especially when you have a stringent building code requirement. So there are a little bit of different code requirements when it comes to grab railing and guard railing. And when you're going up a staircase, you have to be able to grab onto something of a certain amount of circumference to meet a certain building code requirement. So as you see in this picture, some of the different options on the interior will be similar to some of the options that you have on the outside, but with slight variations. This is a picture of a heavy timber railing material with a timber rail, a timber spindle, and then this is a heavy timber stringer and tread. This spindles go down into the top of the stringer and have the 4-inch spacing, no more than 4 inches inside on the spindles. But this particular project did not have a really stringent code, so they did not have to put the round grab rail on the inside or up against the wall in order to meet that specific building code requirement. So this was a heavy timber option. The next option you see is a rhododendron rail. It's basically a wood rail, wood top rail, and then they did rhododendron spindles, kind of like a twig rail, which is a really popular option with log home construction and timber frame construction. They did a wood rail post with a wood rail and then the rhododendron or a twig branch spindle combination, which is a great look and just a phenomenal way to finish the house off. The next option is just a normal, what you would typically see with a standard wood rail. This is a wood grab rail with a smaller wood spindle, like a 2x2 spindle. This is something that can be really smooth finish and stained with a nice dark stained finish. That also blends in a lot with a lot of the finishes on the inside, like the interior door and the trim. Those all kind of blend together. So like I said, your interior railing material will take on a little bit different form than the outside railing material. As you can see in this picture, the outside railing is a timber rail to match the timber post and the headers of the porches, but the inside railing is a little different look, a little bit more dressed and a little bit more finished look. So just don't think that you have to do the same thing on the inside that you do on the outside. Another option, this is a project that used a nice heavy wood newel post with a wood rail post, and then metal panels, custom metal panels to create somewhat the spindle and the fall protection for the staircase going up. So, wood top rail, wood stringer bottom, and then wood rail post with a metal panel, a custom metal panel made specifically for these spindles. So much different look. Same thing for this. The outside of this project was heavy timber rails and didn't look anything like the interior rail that they used. For this, on this timber frame, this is another good option, which is a wood rail post, and then you can do some wrought iron spindles. Some people will do a custom wrought iron, or some people will do actual just rebar, just powder coated and painted or painted rebar in between the top rail and maybe the floor and a bottom rail. So that's a really useful and very widely used option on the interior rail material. Same thing on this one. You've got a wood rail post, a very decorative railing with a lot of detail in it, and then a really nice detailed wrought iron spindle that goes from the bottom of the top rail to the top of the floor. So It's all a function of how finished you want it to be. As you can see with this particular home, it's really finished nice on the inside, a lot of different color tones and a lot of different finishes on the inside that made this wrought iron a really good selection and complements the way they finished the inside. So don't just think that whatever you do on the outside has to go to the interior, although that is certainly an option. And also keep in mind some of the code variations for your railing material going upstairs, some of the code requirements for being able to grab that railing. It is important that you check with your local codes to make sure that you're designing that staircase correctly. If you decide to do heavy timber, your codes department may want you to put a small grab rail to the inside of that wider heavy timber rail, just so you have something to grab on. And that is something that our clients have done in the past. So if you have any questions on that, feel free to reach out to us at any point in time. We can certainly walk you through that. And hopefully this has been helpful. This concludes Tip Tuesday for this week on interior railing material. We look forward to you joining us next week for more Tip Tuesday. Until then, please stay safe and healthy and have a great week and take care.